Hey Sputnik, how you doing? How's it going where you're at? Oh, good for you, Robert. Yeah, we just got a new amendment to this lockdown order, and it's really going to kill this area now. People can't go out in boats. They can't go to their second home. The Home Depot, all those places have to shut down their flooring, paint, shrubs, landscaping departments. This is going to finish off these restaurants. Hi, Shell. Oh, big time. Huge. Hey, John. People can't go to a second home. You can't, Home Depot has to shut down their flooring, carpet, paint, shrubs, any landscaping. You can't go out in a boat. Yeah, I know why they're doing that. And I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen at the beginning. You know, a lot of it's political, right? Detroit's a hotbed for, the pandemic now. And I think that the governor got enough pressure from people that live in places like this. They don't want the people coming up from Detroit to their second homes. That's what did it. I'd have felt I think they realize that they don't want to lay too much on people at the beginning, so they spread it out. Uh-huh. What are you doing? Good girl. Go on. Go on. Daisy wants to look out the window. Good girl, hon. Yeah, it's good. I'll look out the window. Hey, James. Yeah, Robert. Well, then you'd probably agree. I mean, I think it's probably a pretty good idea. I mean, here Detroit's a hotbed, and these people are going to their second homes. I mean, it just kind of shoots a hole in the whole theory behind everything. I noticed that guy over there building his house. Looks like part of his roof came off. I would have noticed that before. That metal roofing. It's supposed to be 60 here today. So, this is a very popular area for people to get off on the way to their second homes. This is a vacationing area, but not as much as the west side of the state and further north. There are a lot of cabins, cottages, that kind of thing here. And a lot of people do have places here, but nothing like further north and west. So I think these restaurants have been hanging in there with to-go orders. Uh, this ought to finish them off because you're just not going to get any traffic. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, yep. Now they did say that the cops aren't going to go around asking you what you're doing in an area. Uh, but if they pull you over for something else, they're going to ask you. And if you don't have one of the valid reasons to be there, you're going to get $1,000 ticket. Now I have a friend of mine who has a friend who got $1,000 ticket for buying mulch at a Menards a couple days ago. Evidently, they got stopped in the parking lot and said, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "We're getting mulch." It's like, "No, here's $1,000 ticket." And I know up around Traverse City, they nailed a couple contractors for working on homes. No kidding, Wanda. That's interesting. Hey, Patricia. Tom and Daisy, heck yeah. YouTube's been real slow too. I've had people contact me that are, starting channels and stuff. You would think the viewership, because of people being home, would be up, but it's actually down. It's kind of weird. Part of my Egg McMuffin this morning. No kidding, Shell. Yeah, I guess there's some kind of dogs when their hair gets long, it gets painful for them, like Pekingese and dogs like that. I'm glad I don't own a business, I'll tell you that. I sold a couple of buildings last fall. Man, I'm glad I did. I'd never get rid of those damn things now. I haven't really followed any of that stimulus money or anything like that. I wouldn't file a claim for it anyway. But I hope it keeps people afloat. It's got to be so stressful. There's nothing like financial stress. You know, they've done studies before. They say, yeah, Shell, God, I hate to even think of that. Now, as you know, my sister owned McDonald's before. She owned the one up here, actually. She was the first single female to own a McDonald's franchise. I know the new owners, and they were down about 25%, which is a lot. Well, now with this thing now, there's no people to be. This is a very popular exit. That's the rest there. This is a very popular exit. It's exit 212 on I-75 northbound. So there's no reason for people can't travel back and forth now, except non-essential. That's not enough people to drive a restaurant. Now, in fairness, this is a slow time of the year anyway. But it seems in the last few years, if these mild winters, more people are coming up here than waiting to the night 12. Now, today would have been pretty, but that's all been monkey wrench now. Hey, Tish. Yeah, they just, yeah, I hear you can't be in a boat with another person. Yeah, that's how I get the exception on the governor's rule. It's Section 7, number A, number 1. And it's a recreational hobby where you don't get near people within 6 feet, which I don't. I get gas where I live, and I get gas where I get back. I'm not mingling with anybody. Hey, honest to God, James? Really? No kidding. Hey, Aussie chick. So he was over there golfing, and they nailed him with $1,000 fine? Hey, grouchy fish. Well, there are exceptions for staying at home. I mean, you could go to the woods and walk around. You could, if you stay away from people. That's why I'm getting away with it, because I meet the guidelines of Section 7, number A, Rule 1. Yeah, the homeless people are screwed. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to go down there Sunday. And what I was going to do is just see the people and drive past them and set what I had for them on the street and take off. Because they really are struggling down there. Some people sent some money through PayPal. I think I'm going to just refund the money because I don't want to like say, hey, I'm going to Detroit and then, hey, guess what? I'm not going. And you just sent some money. So I think it'd be easier for me to just send it back. But I don't think I'm going to go down there now because they're writing that $1,000 ticket. Now, is me doing volunteer work like that and handing out food essential? Yeah, I'd hate to test it. Hey, Deb. No, I don't know anybody that got it. Yeah, it's going to be a great day here today. So I don't think it will be essential, at least not deemed essential by the government, which is, who's calling the shots here. It just doesn't make any sense. I think they're suffering. They need some food. I would love to do it, but it's got where I weigh the pros and the cons. Here's the biggest problem. Well, not the biggest, but close to the biggest. And that is that, first of all, it's iffy if I should be doing that, right? I'd never do an interview, no way, or take photos, none of that stuff. But the real issue is it's dead down there. It's hard enough to find those women even when things are normal. So I could go all the way down there, take a chance of getting nailed, not see anybody, and get $1,000 fine on top of it. It just doesn't make sense. If they all had phones, I could drop the package off on their house or where they live, that'd be different. But it isn't that way at all. No, not really, Mario. I got PO boxes. It was easier for me to get it and give it to them. You'll find in that environment they can't keep phones. They lose keys. They have no permanent mailing addresses. It's just part of what goes on in that activity. Yeah, it's a beautiful view right here. Daisy likes it. She can keep an eye on everything. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to either. Mainly because they're cracking down with the $1,000 fines, and I don't think it's essential. I got enough problems. So there were 4 people that sent me PayPal. I'll just refund the money to them today. Yeah, this really put a hurting on Home Depot. See, now there's a guy who's going with a 4-wheeler in the back of his truck. See, that's the guy they'll pull over. Now, he could be coming back home from someplace. You're allowed to do that, but at 11:59 last night p.m., no more of this traveling around to your second home. Yeah, wasn't that cool watching that storm come over? Yeah, the farmers, I mean, I'm guessing now. I haven't talked to any, but I see they plowed these fields yesterday, a couple of them, and I think it's early for them to plant anyway. So I don't think it's affecting them too much. Now these, yeah, some of them have cash apps. Yeah, I know Ebony does. Not that many of them. Hey, Larry, how you doing? So it's going to change things, that's for sure. I mean, you know, I'm sure there's all sorts of data. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Detroit's a hotbed for the virus. It's increasing. More people are getting hospitalized. And it's a known fact that millions of people, it doesn't make sense why they didn't do it right out of the chute. And evidently, they must have been convinced through some other data. If you had a second home up here, once you got here, you didn't stay home. You went out and did things, which is exactly what they don't want you to do. So by keeping you from coming up in the area to begin with, they don't need to worry about it. Yeah, you're right about that, Jason. I thought about that, but I don't know if you know this or not. But if you're speeding through West Branch and a state trooper writes you a ticket, he's writing you a speeding ticket through a state law. If a West Branch city cop writes you a ticket, he's writing you a ticket through a local ordinance. And that has a lot to do with where the money goes. Well, since this is a sanction by the governor, this is a state law, I would expect state troopers to be writing these tickets left and right. And I don't know that municipalities unrelated to the state, other law enforcement agencies, will be that motivated. Although I do know the governor sent through the LEAN system, the Law Enforcement Information System, they encourage them to actively investigate complaints of people doing things against the order. So it's really hard to say. Yeah, I agree, Stephen. It's just different. I'll tell you one thing I'm glad about. This sounds morbid, but I'm glad I'm not a young person just starting out. It's already hard enough. It's nothing like when I caught the very tail end of the good days. Where college didn't cost much. There were good jobs all over. Hell, everybody I knew, including myself, had a brand new car when we went to college. Worked part-time, no problem. Had spending money. Man, are those days over. Now you graduate with a basket weaving degree like I have, criminal justice. an $80,000 payment book, and you still can't find a job. I was listening to a Stanford researcher before I went to bed last night, and well, it was her, a group other was on that book TV, and basically they were running a segment of the financial changes that have happened over the years. And the main thing is like 30 years ago, it was 80% manufacturing and 20% service. There's a big pay level difference. Retirements went to 401ks, and expenses went up. And if you look at inflation, I mean, geez, look at utilities now. When I was growing up, nobody cared what utilities were or gas was a gallon. And you had to put it in your car to get someplace, but it wasn't hitting you in the pocketbook that bad. And now you put child care, health insurance. I've got supposedly good health insurance and a $5,000 deductible. So what I'm saying is I'm glad I'm not just starting out. Oh, really? Yeah, the Illuminati, MJC? You talking about the Illuminati? Now, the one good thing that has improved, though, is communication. I mean, here we're doing this live chat and YouTube and stuff like that, and chats in the night where we talk about things. Other than that, we would have just been relying on the news and what happened locally and people we happen to that we talk about. At least this way we can like talk about things and discuss things. It's interesting. Last night I had a great night's sleep. Hope it keeps up. I read up on that. They said it takes 42 hours for that to get out of your system totally, and I would have been about right about there. So I'm hoping tonight's going to be another good night of sleep. I'm going to get back on my exercise routine. Yeah, I know, and I never get up this early, so I knew there were side effects, but I guess I didn't. It was so much better than I'd been before I got on that I wasn't thinking clearly. Oh, good for you. You're lucky you got good. Those are to get into a park. Those are yearly park stickers. Yeah, I mean it's the third day. I'm not gonna blow up any party balloons yet, but it's looking good. Yeah, I know. I'm getting up earlier. Hey, Virgil. See now, Jason, in Michigan, they say that they're not going to do that. You know what? People are. I have an interest in legal stuff. I read a lot of science. People are at texting me. What do I do? What would I do if this happened? This is what I tell them. People don't understand it, and I see it happen a lot. It's a misdemeanor to make false statements to a law enforcement officer. So if you're lying and he catches you lying, you're going to get prosecuted for it. They do it all the time. Now, you're not going away for 30 years, but it's still a criminal charge. If you live in Michigan or Detroit and you've got a misdemeanor, that can keep you from getting into Canada. And the reason I know this is because I know the prosecutor, and people get drunk driving tickets, and all of a sudden they go on their yearly fishing or hunting trip in Canada, and they say, "No, no, you're not coming in over here." It's like, why is that? It's like, well, you have a criminal conviction. And expired tags is a misdemeanor. It's a criminal conviction. So think, it's just a misdemeanor. It doesn't mean anything. Well, it does mean things. It raises your interest rates. It affects your credit report. It can screw you up on a passport. It can keep you from getting bonded. Even the lowest level misdemeanor can be a problem. What I find interesting, and I'm not saying that I'm happy about it, but it goes to show you when Uncle Sam, even on a state level, wants to lock down, you see what they can do. There's a guy in the post office. I went and mailed some hand sanitizer to a lady I know. It's a dick that couldn't find any down in Detroit. He was going to stroke out right in front of me. I was thinking, they're always on there. It's always on there, Larry. Now, an employer isn't going to. Here's the problem with this nowadays, and that is that these databases, you've got these third parties that are buying this data from the states. That's why when you go on, you're looking up your old girlfriend, or you can run these databases. Now, the PI databases that I belong to, it used to be that PIs, you had to be a PI to have the good databases. And what that meant on a good database was that you get the good information. Part of that was the date of birth and the social security number because it allowed you to differentiate between people that may have been committing fraud. Well, now the stuff that any old Joe Blow can order isn't all that different than what I can get, minus what I just told you. So when stuff's being sold to third party, the state has an obligation to not have it on your record after so long. Third party vendors do not. That damn stuff will follow you to the day you die. YouTube has been a disaster lately. I can't delete anybody that I've got blocked. Every once in a while I delete everybody that's blocked and give them a second chance. And last night I couldn't change the thumbnails. So there's been a lot of problems with it. And sometimes when I go to look at the comments, it says try again later. Yeah, it's been a problem. Shut up, old sir. If I ever see you down in Detroit, I'm going to bitch slap you right in front of your family. I've banned you in 15 different. I've banned you with 15 different IDs, you moron. Oh, come on, MJ. So you got any support of that statement? You don't even live in Detroit, old cigarette, you idiot. I better hope I don't run into you when I'm down there, too. Hey, Chrissy. There's a lot of stuff like that. I'll tell you another interesting tidbit is the difference on your records on if you were put into a psychiatric hospital, voluntary or involuntary. Huge difference. And what they don't tell you is the voluntary doesn't show up. Nobody knows about it. The involuntary, see, that gets handled through probate court. And at the end of every business day, all the systems and all the courts in Michigan, circuit and district, all that stuff gets uploaded to the state. And once you've got an involuntary psychiatric admission on your record, you've got a problem. Getting it off is like, forget it. Haven't I noticed what? No, I really haven't noticed it. No, I mean it hasn't slowed down where I'm at because I test it from time to time, and like when I upload these videos, I can tell. Oh, Cray Cray's a total lunatic. I never knew a corpse could talk. Yeah, just something really wrong with that lady. She's not going to do anything to me. She's right where she belongs. Oh, thank you, Wanda. I think I got too many YouTube enemies. I couldn't be a governor, I don't think. I had people try and get me to run for sheriff, believe it or not. Hey, Kristen. It's just like credit records. It's just like credit records uh, affect how you get hired. I'll tell you another thing too. You know, your insurance company doesn't tell you this, but your credit records affect your insurance premium. No, you're not. If you were blocked, you couldn't post. I'll tell you what happened, Larry. What I've noticed has happened is the saves aren't taking place. Like if you're, first of all, when you switch your Google photo, it takes a while. But I have noticed on Google that some of the pictures that you've changed over time reverted back to an older one. What it did, it unsaved a change you'd made. If you see, I was changing mine just because I got bored of looking at the same ones. But people think when you change that Google photo, it's going to change right away. Sometimes it does, but most times it doesn't. And I can see in Google and YouTube, you know, it's all the same outfit. A lot of their changes aren't being saved. I don't know why. Yeah, no, it's no problem. You got to do something. If you come on like this idiot old cigarette, but just because I don't agree with someone isn't a reason to ban or block somebody. If I find they're troublemakers or rumor starters or shit disturbers, I get rid of them. If they're vulgar or they talk down about the women, I get rid of them. But just because, you know, we don't agree on something, I shouldn't say that. We'll be having a good chat sometimes, and people will come on and start talking about this virus being started by the guy. I get rid of those people that started this virus, and it's just, no, save it, man. First of all, they can never come out with any evidence. And secondly, it disrupts a nice chat, so I can them. Like I tell people, it's a public forum. I don't treat anybody any differently on this chat than I would if I ran into you on the street. Son of a bitch I was. I doubt that it'd go very well. So, you know. Yeah, I'm sleeping. I'm getting up earlier and going to bed earlier. I went off that damn Remeron, and I think I hope it's gonna help me. I'm a little worried about it, but yeah, that happens up here, Dem. Isn't it a beautiful view? So, I mean, you guys know this. Like, example, yesterday I was out doing photos and I went to that one lighthouse, took those. Now, I made a 25-minute video, and I know there's about 10 people that like those, but I know when I do them that it's going to take 25 minutes. To be honest with you, I didn't really feel like doing it, but I know there's certain people out there that like listen to this stuff to go to bed. So I thought, well, you know, I know they're going to like a 25-minute video of the waves crashing at a lighthouse. So that's why I did it. Sure as shit, I get up this morning, I got people's face and just having a camera not moving. It's crazy what you get when you have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I think May's been kind of down in the dumps. It's really stifled her activities. Boy, the birds are really out singing. You know, we've got the world's famous warbler right around the corner. Now, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go out and try and get some photos of it. Kirkland warbler, Kirtland. Be coming into its spring breeding colors now. When it's not in its full plumage, speaking of that, I made a big mistake. And that is that I actually thought those birds were loons. A guy told me they were like some kind of loon. And I never looked it up. They look like loons. They lay low in the water. They got the same colors of loons when they're flying. As it turns out, those birds that I got video of yesterday are mergansers. And I was a little suspicious of it, but I got lazy and I didn't look it up. Because you look at the male, they got like a tuft of feathers on their hair. And if you can see, they were doing the mating thing yesterday, trying to impress females. It's really kind of fun to watch. But those are not loons. Those are, before a guy told me that on my channel. Do you know what a merganser is? I'd have told him no. I do now. It's because I thought it was a loan. Any you guys out there familiar with mergansers? Do you know what they are? If you don't, look at that video. I changed the name. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Tyler. Be honest. You guys see the kind of stuff that interests me, but for some reason, I'm not really into lighthouses. I don't give a shit. I mean, to me, I look at them like a telephone pole. I mean, they make books of them and movies and what have you, and there's a lot of attention paid. They never really drew much of my attention. I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Hit your refresh button, Murray. I can't tell. How about now? Oh, that's cool, Tyler. Hopefully it'll go away. I don't know why it does it, because it's a strong signal up here. You sure it's not on your end? Can you see this scene pretty good? There's hardly anybody on 75. They're paying attention. There should be quite a bit more traffic. Oh, good, Grouchy Pitch. Okay. There goes an ambulance. Hey, Goldilocks. How you doing? Who's Gunner? I didn't see somebody say something crappy about me. I didn't see Gunner on here. If I do, I'll block his dumbass. Where are you, Gunner? So I can get rid of you. Okay. I mean, there's some real serious, crazy, nutty stalkers out there, man. They're just nuts. Yeah, you might have worked in an insurance company, but it's a fact by actuaries. I don't know what department you worked in, but it's called a soft search, which means you're never going to see an inquiry by your insurance company on their credit report, but they're privy to data on a person's credit score, and it affects your rates. Google it. I've seen firsthand proof of it a million times. Well, as it turns out, all these planes are flying because they're flying them half empty. They're obeying the 6-foot rule, believe it or not. Yeah, he says he works in an insurance company. I mean, what insurance company? I want to make sure I never get insurance there. There, people are saying. I mean, the fact. The real name of it is a soft pull. Larry, where was the name of that? So I never get insurance there. Yeah, me too, Tyler. Yeah, I wish I could get some trains. It's supposed to be 60 here today. Be pretty good. That's another thing they don't tell you about Detroit. There are numbers out there now. Who knows how accurate they are, but they say that 70% of the registered owners of vehicles in the city of Detroit do not have insurance. If they gave you a house in Detroit It's going to blow your mind when you see what they want for homeowners insurance and automobile insurance. Oh, employers definitely, they don't know your rating, but they got a general idea how you pay your bills. It's called a soft pull. And almost all employers. There you go, Blue Malibu. Yeah, it's supposed to be 60. I'm gonna get down to 24 last night. I mean, that's what it was yesterday. I didn't check it today. What is it now? About 9:30? No, 8:57. Seems like it's awfully cool for if it's gonna get that warm. But if it's a big warm air mass, it's possible. Hey Sue, how you doing? Yeah, are you guys familiar with that? It's called a soft pull credit report. It doesn't show up on an inquiry. That's why you get these pre-approved credit card things in the mail. They've done a soft pull on you. You know, you're belonging to all these watchdog groups let you know when somebody's snooping into your credit. What you don't know is there's a way to look into your credit without actually getting the rating. You would be getting these pre-approved credit card applications if they didn't know that you were a good risk. I don't know the details, Jim. I just know that they access people's credit regularly. Hey, Austin, how you doing? Yeah, we get a couple A-10s fly over here once in a while. Grayling is Army base up there. Yeah, but if you just file bankruptcy, you're not going to be getting the same amount of pre-approved credit cards that you would otherwise, and that's because they know what the score is. Yeah, soft pull, they call it. I think, employers too, part of the reason they do it's because they want to, it's not like the old days. You know, when I first started doing PI work, we used to get credit reports all the time on people. And we would catch people working when they weren't supposed to be on disability, working a job, that kind of thing. But back in the day, the advantage of pulling a credit report was that it gave you the employment information. If it gave the same name of the company that were on disability, well, it didn't help. If they were working a part-time job because someone did a background check, it helped. We caught people, tons of them. And then as time went on, went from credit card companies not really caring where you worked, just wanting to see your payment history. In other words, if you were, ran a fruit market and it was all cash, as long as you had a good payment history, it kind of took the place of long-term employment like the old days. You don't need a social security number to run a credit check. You don't need the social security number. Hey Leslie, how you doing? I could run a credit check just with your address and your name. I don't need those two things. You used to be able to, but you don't anymore. No, that's all right, Larry. It doesn't matter. Because I know they do it. I did tons of work for them. Up here, if you're down in Detroit, you're driving around without insurance, chances are you're not even going to get a ticket for it. First of all, just don't want to mess with it. Up here, they take a day out of the week and sit on the side of the road. And this was held all the way up to the Michigan Supreme Court. And they can run your license plate now just because they feel like it. They don't need any probable cause. So what they do is they put a sheriff or a trooper or a city cop out in front of the bank parking lot, and all he does is run plates. And now your insurance is canned into lien, so they know if your insurance is good or not. So they run your plate. You don't have current insurance, they pull you over. It's a $400 ticket, $200 car impoundment fee, and you got to get a ride to work. Happens all the time. But it's just kind of ironic that you be in a big city like Detroit, you think they'd be enforcing it. It's the opposite. Up here they do, down there they don't. Well, you might, Larry, but I know they do. That's a good question. That's been tested in different states on if it's a. I can tell you what the law is in Michigan. If it was a voluntary activity and it wasn't required, then it's not covered. Yeah, that's already been tested. It's just like in Michigan. If you have a heart attack at work, it's not compensable. It's not considered a work-related injury. So depending on what state you're in. No. Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's good too. Dude, take your broom. Go get your broom out of the closet and just put a piece of flat cardboard on the end of it and say, I know this is going to sound weird to you, and then pull the broom out of the back seat of the car with a flat cardboard on it. Say, could you please place these masks on here? I don't want to blow this now. I'm right up on top of there's the rest stop right there. This is the Township Hall. Row Road. I still can't find any definitive information that these masks do that much. I mean, they do if you have it and you sneeze, but it's airborne in microparticles. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'll call him back. Oh, do you? I mean, people say they work, but I haven't seen any data on just how effective they are. I mean, it seems like a good idea. I'm sure they probably do help someone, but I'd like to know how much. In other words, if you had one on and you walked around a room with 100 people that had it, would that keep you from catching it? I've read where you can get it through the mucous membranes around your eyes, your tear ducts. Not in Michigan. Not in Michigan, Larry. Not in Michigan. That already happened with one of my sister's McDonald's. It was on the company's annual picnic. The claim was denied, so I know about it firsthand. Was the company picnic? She got hurt playing softball. They denied the claim. But I've heard of other states where they had to pay for it. Mari, I mean, I think anything's better than nothing. But Mari, do you think having one with a proper seal, a top-notch one, well, the kind that most people you see wearing, would that keep you from getting it if you were Would it? Oh, okay, Sue. Oh, gotcha. I tell people I wash my hands like a gay figure skater now. Oh, okay. Larry, I also tell them with this virus out now, it's really put my gonorrhea on the back burner. Oh, there. Now that makes sense. Now, finally, there we go. Now we're talking with some. That's it. A proper fit. That's because it's the state in your state probably through litigation interpreted it differently, but in Michigan it was denied. Yeah, I probably never thought of that, Mike. That's true. Shave, yeah. Take on that the hand washing sanitizer uh, kills a lot of good bacteria as well. The bacteria that fights germs. What do you think on that? Hey Ray, how you doing? I forget what I said, Larry. So, Mari, if you were just throwing something out there, you were drunk at a bar, bragging about your nursing degree, when it comes right down to the brass tacks, where's the line there with how much good bacteria it kills compared to the bad bacteria? You got any figures on that? I want some facts. Yeah, here goes the Walmart truck. Daisy's not a card counter, she's a car counter. She's a good girl, hon. Oh, wow, great. Man, I'll tell you, society keeps if it keeps. I hope it doesn't keep going like this. This is depressing, man. I mean, if this keep everything getting shut down, businesses going out, people getting their house foreclosed, I'm just gonna go down there and inhale this shit and get it over with. Unlike being unsure when the next foot's gonna drop. I mean, the whole worry is getting this damn shit. If I got that over with, I wouldn't need to be worried for the next 5 years. It does weigh on the back of your mind. At least it does mine. I don't feel like normal with this bullshit going on. Comments, I'll tell you, that's always been the biggest mystery. I would say yes. To the degree, no, simply because there's less Johns. But I've been down there. You would be surprised. All the girls, not just the better looking ones, although that's subjective. It's guys in suits on their way to work. I'm not kidding. Right. I was south of there about 45 miles yesterday. No, I think Traverse City's okay. But in my own biased opinion, I think it's overrated. I think it's a nice area, but I don't think it's worth what they get for things. I'd rather live in West Branch. Now remember now, if they catch you over there for some bullshit, you're going to get $1,000 ticket. You know that, don't you? They're really cracking down in Grand Traverse County. Yeah, Mari, that's the thing, man. I mean, it's okay. If I'm going to Key West or I'm down in South Beach in Miami or New York, I'm willing to put up with bullshit because of how unique and interesting it is. But when I'm in Michigan, I'm not paying $500 a night to stay at that damn hotel down there that just sold the Inku or the Bijou or whatever the hell it is. You'd have to be out of your mind to spend $500 a night anywhere in Traverse City. Yeah, but you better link it to some medically associated activity over there. They're going to nail you, Mike. That's to travel in the area where you're doing work. Indigo, yeah. Hotel Indigo. That place is so ridiculously overrated. I don't even know how they stay in business. I got a buddy of mine that likes to eat there. It's overpriced. If you want to walk to the beach, you take your life in your own hands crossing that street there. Oh, okay. Just remember it's a misdemeanor to give false information to a law enforcement officer. And these guys got their radar on a spotting bullshit. It's 1,000. It's not 500. That makes sense, Shell, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been all over that place, and honestly, when you drive into Detroit, when you cut across 72 and then you head south, what is that, 31? We're driving along the bay there, heading towards town. To me, it looks like Florida. Just these crappy looking hotels along the water. You go out there and it's not beautiful water. You go a half mile out there. It's just not really good to swim in. The fishing sucks. They're just like bullshit fake beaches, like you see at a bar trying to simulate a Bahamas party. I do like going up to Northport and looking there, and I do like that, not Elkhart, what's the name of that place? Not Elkhorn, something like that, Elk River or whatever it is. That's kind of cool to see, but maybe once or twice a year. I kind of look at it like Mackinac Island. It's not worth the traffic. And honestly, I haven't really found that many good restaurants over there. Everybody talks about the great food. I don't buy it. I have been to Destin, Florida, yep. Yeah, Elk Rapids. Really kind of a cool town, but I've learned the hard way. When you're young and you have some money and you see a place and you think, wow, Elk Rapids, here it is. I'm going to pay $450,000 for this 900 square foot home that needs a new roof. And I'm going to live happily ever after in Elk Rapids. And then you just go batshit crazy after a while. I agree with you, Mari. You know that guy that owns Sparks Barbecue? Shut up, Gunner. You idiot. You're not going to keep me from going to Detroit. You don't even live there yourself, you loser. I'll go to Detroit today if you post another message like that. Yeah, have you ever eaten Sparks Barbecue? The only place I ate there is Scallywags, because I know Jamie a little bit. Probably is cray cray. It's one of those lunatics. Yeah, I think Mackinac Island's cool, but you go there once, you go there a time. I bet I flew people up to Mackinac Island. I'm not kidding you, 1,000 times over a 10-year period. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that's true. It's not too veggie. They got other stuff though. Yeah, the food trucks are pretty good. I like that little area right there. But if you look at like what they get for rent in those stores in downtown Traverse City for such a short season, I think a lot of those people, and I don't know this, same with Palm Beach, Worth Avenue. You'll go to a certain Aspen, Colorado is another one. Key West is another place. You go down to these places and you find out what they're paying rent. And they're not open very often. It's trust funds. It was like that in Chicago. There's enough people out there that have a ton of money through a variety of ways, and they like to make it look like they're running this great boutique or they're selling Traverse City popcorn and they're just killing it. They have money from another source. They go in there to pretend like they're successful. It's not traditional business. Oh, really, Murray? No kidding. What's the name of that? I'll go to there. Yeah, I'd like. It's hard to get good Mexican food anywhere. Tourist traps. Yep. Ray, you've been to Mackinac Island, haven't you? You got to take your girlfriend up there. Oh, okay. No, Denver's great. I love Denver. Denver, you need to be wearing a mask there even when this virus isn't going around. Talk about air pollution. My God. Same with Phoenix. Yeah, I never get on the east side too much. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll try that out. I don't get over there like I used to. Now, I don't know if I guess those food trucks will still be able to be open, won't they, Mari? I notice these Dairy Queens aren't enforcing the 6 foot rule. Those people are right up against each other, just like they are in a busy summer before this crap started. Yeah, the essential workers. Look, it's the same way when a cop gets killed doing his job. I feel bad. Anybody, any father, let's say, lesbian couple, I don't care. If the breadwinner gets killed in their job, it's tragic. It's sad. I feel bad for them. But I don't think because you're a cop and you get killed at your job, you're a hero. If anything, that I think a hero would be a overweight Polish plumber that fell off a roof. That's the hero because you need your plumbing working. Now, why he'd be on the roof, I don't know. But my point is, people know what they sign up for. When you decide to go into the health profession, you know what you're signing up for. And just by virtually showing up and doing your job, I don't think that makes people heroes. There's a couple places out here that have signs in front of these nurses things. Heroes. I don't buy it. I think it's great. I appreciate what they do. But I'm going to put my money on the overweight plumber that fell off a roof. That's my hero. Yeah, Larry. I think it's software glitches. I've had nothing but problems with YouTube in the last week. Larry, you're not seeing cups and saucers floating in the air too, are you? Yeah, I mean, I think it's great these people do their job. I'm just saying, when you sign up to be a firefighter and you get killed putting out a fire, I don't think you're a hero. I don't. I think you're a firefighter and you had an unfortunate accident. If you are driving down I-75 and a car rolls upside down and through strength of your own tip the car and get two kids out of the inside that would have died otherwise, that's a hero. But just doing a job you signed on for, I don't buy it. I noticed other people's pictures have changed in the last couple of days, but they didn't say anything about it. I thought they just changed it. There's two big semi trucks. Probably got hand sanitizer. Yeah, I think so too, Mike. I really do. And not to diminish good jobs medical professionals do. No, I don't. I mean, I think they should be compensated just like they would before all this stuff happened. If you're working overtime or double time or you're showing up in your days off, I think it should be the same. I mean, this is when you're supposed to, you know, just be a professional. Warren, Michigan, about 185 miles. Daisy doesn't care about the pandemic. She gets to watch cars. Yeah, that's a good girl. That's what I think, Mari. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfortunate, uh, like someone like you, Mike, that you don't get the tools and equipment appropriate to perform your job duties. No, a grouchy fish, but you know that it's got to be a possibility. I mean, they've had this flu is new. Look at the Spanish flu. Google flu epidemics in the 150 years. I mean, all bets are off. I mean, look at when HIV was coming into vogue. It was a different time. I'm just saying, into the medical care positions, all bets are off. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, interesting, Murray. I don't filters if the shelf life matters on those. Murray, you know anything about that? Like filters that a hospital has used, if they had an expiration date, does that mean they're absolutely no good after that, or just not as good? Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different. Yep. You ought to nail them on that whistleblower thing. Well, it's good. I mean, that's great. I mean, but I think that's what they sign on for. Well, I think that food truck's still going on in Detroit. Look at Daisy shaking his air is blowing in. I'll put the window up, hon. Put the window up for you. Daisy's getting a little windy. It's a good dog. No, I think if a hospital gets barraged with, inundated people working double shift for a week. I think it's cool. People could bring them food and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Matthias. Yeah, we'll see up here. Produce isn't an issue yet because nothing's ready. They haven't even planted. You know, down in Detroit, they were having a problem. The postal workers don't want to touch the boxes. They actually enacted some kind of emergency clause to hire people off the streets and not through the union, something like that. I mean, I'm not sure of the exact details because people weren't showing up in droves. You know, a lot of stuff still getting shipped in from China. Shut up, Felipe, you moron. How many IDs you gonna have? I talk to the girls all the time, you idiot. See you, Felipe. Have a great day. Oh, I didn't know you could do that with those. Oh, okay. That's cool. Hey, hon. Hey, girl. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, that FDR, you got to give those guys credit. They sure come through. Ray, have you happened to look? How is the customer count on the FDDR food truck? Are plenty of people showing up? What's going on when they're going to their normal stops? Huh. Oh, okay, Mike. Oh, really, Larry? I always thought it was interesting. A lot of Canadians come over to Detroit and pay for surgeries out of their own pocket. Yeah, I saw that Amazon people were thinking about walking out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see him delivering Amazon boxes all over. Wow. All right, hon, there you go. There you go. I got you. Good girl. I know one thing. It's a nice. Oh wow. Yeah, it's very nice of them to do. Well, today is gonna looks like it is gonna be a nice day. It is a nice day already. blue sky. Hey, another thing, Mike, if you're over there and you're doing nursing things, why do you have family members with you? Hey, Pam, how you doing? Yep, got a nice day over here. Yeah, I was thinking, funny you say that. Like that Herbert, the guy I interviewed. Uh, these people live and eat on taking bottles back, and these stores aren't taking them anymore. Good. I know one real tragic story to tell you, and that is that after 11 o'clock at my local McDonald's, they are no longer going to be serving the Egg McMuffin all day long. Are you a gambler, Mike? Now, I don't normally offer things like this, but this is what I'm willing to do. In these down times, people just aren't getting a chance to laugh that much. Uh, they're feeling down in the dumps. So I'm willing to take my phone today and go into large stores and just sneeze and videotape the reaction of the other customers. And Mike, I'm wondering if you'd like to go. I'm going to clean my house today, believe it or not. I'll tell you what would make my day as a Kirkland Warbler to just land on my mirror right now and I'd see it. The first one. Oh, did they sure? It's funny. These McDonald's around me, they're wearing rubber gloves. And when you go up to pick up your food at the second window, they've got bread trays stacked up. So they take your order and they set it on the bread tray, and then you grab it. So in other words, your hand isn't touching theirs. And yesterday I noticed at the McDonald's in Lake City, they're not wearing gloves, nothing. You wouldn't. They haven't changed anything. Yeah, I guess our Walmart's only letting 1,000 people in at once. I never realized there were that many people in there, and they cut off the line. But no, I haven't seen a line at Walmart's. But I don't think there's ever been 1,000 people in there when I'm in there. Maybe Christmas Eve or something. Gas. I got gas yesterday for $1.29 a gallon. Can you believe that? There's a local car dealer around here who owns his own helicopter, and I think I hear him coming. It's a white helicopter. I haven't seen him flying around lately. Yeah, I-75 is absolutely dead. Big time. I'm going to try and figure out $1,000 tickets that are written, what the cut is for the municipalities to write them, because actually you could really write yourself out of debt. One of the main sources of income for this county is mile marker 204, which is 8 miles south of where I'm at now. $670,000 a year in speeding tickets. And speeding tickets are what, 150 bucks. So if you could go around and have a cop go through a bunch of ticket books at $1,000 a pop, this could get you back in the running. I see there's two sandhill cranes flying off in the distance. They just went over that red roof. $212. If you look, that's the rest stop at 212 I-75 North, right there. And I'm on the Row Road overpass. If you Google Earth it, you'll see that commercial building. It's the township hall. Here goes a guy with his trailer. Get your butt home, buddy. Don't come back up here. Yeah, they're beautiful. When you look at those, they're kind of like kites when they fly, and here they go all the way down to Florida for the winter. You wouldn't think they could even make it that far. A duck, a loon, they're kind of hauling ass, doing 60 miles an hour, but those sandhill cranes kind of float around like a wrapper off a Big Mac. I don't know if you know this or not, Murray, but some of these farmers, these big farmers around here, they get federal permits to shoot those sandhill cranes by the hundreds. They absolutely decimate a planting on new seed in the spring, and they just shoot them left and right. That's hardly anybody knows that. And they were also thinking of opening a season on them for more revenue as opposed to just letting farmers pick them off. Oh, really, Murray? No, now that isn't. So you don't need the 99.9% bacteria killer soap to be effective? Oh, okay. Oh, it is, Mike. She's a nurse, yo. She's a nurse. Yeah, CDC, that ought to shut you up. Good girl, hon. Mari is our resident chat health expert. You gonna go out and run today, Mari? She's doing great. It's right there, looking out the window. It's a girl. Oh, there you go. No, I just either shutting down the paint, the flooring, and the gardening supplies. Wonder what Home Depot's going to do with all that crap. They had the whole lot all set up. They were selling it left and right. Now they got to take all that stuff inside. There goes a guy. He's got his truck filled up in a trailer. Now, did you see that Mayflower moving truck go by? Right on, Blue Malibu. No, I think metal detecting would be allowed. It's a recreational activity, and you're abiding by the 6 foot rule. It's allowed in Michigan. Yeah, it's interesting. You got a metal detector, Kristen? I got one. I agree. What do you look for? Like, you looking for a Civil War bullet, or you trying to find the wedding band that slipped off at a beach? Oh, okay. It's fun metal detecting. Hey, Gina. Oh, that's cool, Virgil. Good. How you doing, Gina? Yeah, I checked. I considered that magnet stuff, but you'll pull up 1,000 junk, rusted out car rims before you find anything decent. It's all muddy and at the bottom. It just didn't interest me when I checked into it more. That's I-75, 212. I'm a couple hundred miles away from there, Gina. Not out too much. Bending over a lot. No, yeah, it just didn't interest me. Yeah. I'm in West Branch, Michigan. Well, there's a guy got a bunch of fencing on his truck. Oh, okay, Kristen. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to tell my teapot that. Yeah, she was on here last night or the night before. She's real depressed. Yeah, springtime. Yeah, she's all right. Oh, May's a trooper. Oh, that's cool. No, I don't know where Okie Grand's up. She may not be feeling too well. Oh, okay, it makes sense. Well, I think I'm gonna sign off here, you guys. Go and do some cleaning. Take Daisy for a little walk. You guys have a good day today. I'll be on tonight at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay, better. You too, Mike. Let me know what jail you're in. I'll come get you. Bye, you guys. All right, Daniel. Yep. Take care. Oh, way to go, Sue. All right, Virgil. See you, Space Nut. All right, Grouchy Fish. No offense about your daughter and your wife, by the way. See James. Yep, 9 o'clock. See you guys then. You ready, Dazer? Bye, Mari. Gonna go get Copper Cup. Copper Cup. All right, Jason. Yeah. See you, James. All right, Mari. See you, Pam.